Welcome to the College Football Bros. I'm Michael Newman.
I'm Ryan Newman.
And I'm Trey Newman.
We are on to question 45 of our college football preview series. Be sure to check out our feed for the previous 44 episodes to get you geared up for the season. Pick out the questions that interest you. But today we are asking which coaches have the hottest seats. And so we're going to answer that by having a hot seat draft here. So the goal is not necessarily, even though the question of the episode is who have the hottest seats, the goal of this draft is to pick the coaches that will be fired. So maybe you think a team's going to have a good year, even though the seat is super hot,
right?
And so you're not going to draft that coach. But let's, Ryan, you have the first pick. So
yeah, it's tough to
who you got?
Pick the one most likely to. Man, that's a tough call. I am going to go Randy Edsall from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's had 3 years there already. He was 6-30 in those 3 years. Last year, UConn didn't play, which probably saved him. But I think it just saved him for one more year, because I don't, after a whole off season, nothing. I don't see them being very good at all again this year. It's going to be another rough year. So, yeah, I think he could easily be gone.
And I read that he has like a. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say they've only beaten
not going to cost a lot to get him.
They've beaten one FBS team since 2018, and it was UMass.
Not great. Not great.
No.
Yeah, it's apparently it's like a $0 buyout. That's what I read. That they've just sort of been going year to year on this thing. I don't know. It's a weird contract.
They didn't even know if they were
situation.
going to be FBS or what. They were in shambles for a while, so still are.
All right. Well, I'm happy that you didn't take my guy. Justin Fuente is my pick here. The fans are completely against him. The 2020 and 2021 recruiting classes weren't good. They haven't been winning, of course, at the level they want. He probably would have been gone last year if it weren't for the buyout, but now that buyout is down to at least a more reasonable level. So another mediocre year. Like, they go 6-6, I think he's gone. They go 7-5, I still think he's gone. It might take a pretty good year to keep his job.
All right. Yep. All right, moving on. I'm going to go kind of staying up in the Northeast somewhat. Dino Babers of Syracuse. They're in the cellar. They're, as each season goes on, they're just proving that 10-win 2018 season was more of a fluke than ever. Because they were 4-8 and 4-8 the 2 seasons before that. Then they were 5-7 and then 1-10 last year, last in the conference, and there's just no hope going into it for this year. So I had to say Dino Babers. Oh, that's right, and we're snaking back to me.
Oh yeah. With Babers, I want to add his buyout last year was $17 million. Not sure what it is this upcoming year, but you got to think still pretty significant. So that could save him, but it's a good pick.
I agree with that. And now my next pick here, I'm between two. Who am I more likely? All right, I'm going to go David Cutcliffe of Duke. He's 4-15 in their last 19 games. I feel like it's gotten a little stale at Duke. I know it's a very, very tough place to win. He had done a great job leading up to that. He's a tremendous coach. They had some top 25 moments. They went to bowl games. They won a bowl game. But they just need something to happen. It's in his, like I said, his 13th year. Just not seeing a ton of hope for this season. They need some new life, new blood.
Well, we will count it as a victory for you if it is mutually agreed to part ways, because I feel like whenever this ends, that'll probably be the way it
agree with
ends.
that. Absolutely.
All right, back to me. By the way, my last pick, Justin Fuente, I don't know if I mentioned it, but he's Virginia Tech's head coach, for those who maybe don't follow college football as closely. All right, my next pick here, I'm going with my head coach, Clay Helton. I'm a USC fan. And, the fans are not happy with him. I can say that firsthand. The team hasn't been good the last 3 years. He's had a down couple of years in recruiting in that time period. This year needs to be good because the buyout is finally down to a level that I think is somewhat realistic. It's hard to know exactly what the buyout is because USC is a private school, but from what I've read, it seems like maybe around $10 million, which is significant, but if he has a really underwhelming year, it's not going to preclude us paying it out and firing him. I think 9-3 might save his job if it's not, 3 really bad losses. but 8-4 or worse, he's in trouble.
Yep, he should be.
All right, here. So I got 2 picks in a row. So I got pick number 6 and 7 here. Number 6, I'm going to go Jim Harbaugh at Michigan.
Yep.
It hasn't won the division, hasn't beaten Ohio State. Struggled last year, of course. Only won a couple games. I know it was short, but it was bad. Had to fire the defensive coordinator, even though that was kind of the saving grace for a while there for Harbaugh. And it was just a weird. He had an extension, but his extension felt like more of a demotion than anything. So it's just like, it's going to be an
extension.
He's easily going to be fireable now. So yeah, if he goes, 6-6, he's gone. 7-5, probably gone. I would say 8-4, depending on how it looks. And Michael, we probably talked about this before the podcast, but if JJ McCarthy comes in and like the last 3 games or something looks great, and they go 8-4, but McCarthy looks good, okay, maybe we'll let you fly in for a little bit, but he's got to have a good year. Okay. Number 7. This is tough for me. It was between 2 guys, but I'm gonna go Walt Bell at UMass. He's lost 15 out of 16. I know it was a weird year last year, but they were 0-4 and they were outscored 161-12 in those 4 games. It was a tough schedule for UMass, but like, come on, he scored 12 points in 4 games.
It's not
good, dude. It's not good. They may be the worst team in the country this year. It kind of seems like it's going to be between them and New Mexico State in my eyes. Hopefully they play each other. I haven't seen the schedule. I don't know if they might, but anyways.
Seems like they would, but
I know, right?
Both being independent.
I know UTEP, I think, plays New Mexico State, so maybe. But anyways, Walt Bell, he's been there for a while and just not good.
UMass has, in 2019, they were last in SP+. In 2020, they were last in SP+, and they were last by like 10 points. So it's it's going to be hard to justify if they don't improve a little bit.
Maybe the toughest place to win, but try to at least be better than one team.
Okay, my final pick for me. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go Matt Wells of Texas Tech. He's been 4-8, 4-6, which really isn't that bad, compared to even Kingsbury before him. I mean, it's worse, but it's still
4-6 might have been a bowl game, like if there was a regular non-conference.
If you had an easy non-conference, but either way, it's of course not what Texas Tech fans want, and he just doesn't have any support. It's not like they were super excited about the hire to begin with, so he doesn't have a lot of cachet though there. And their season win total set at 5.5 wins, so I think it's a bowl game or bust. I think if he goes 6-6, he probably keeps his job. Goes 5-7 or worse, and he's gone.
Yeah. I think
all right. Now it gets a little thin. There's definitely some names out there that you could make a case for, but I'm gonna go with Dana Holgorsen at Houston. He's underachieved a bit, going 4-8 and then 3-5. We know a couple years ago they had that season where after they lost a couple, they decided to redshirt pretty much everyone. They did that experiment. It didn't pay dividends last year. As I said, they went 3-5, and Houston is really trying to invest in their program and make it more big time. I think the powers that be really want to see improvement there, because Holgersen's attitude and personality can wear thin if you're not succeeding. So Holgos needs a big year.
Yeah, the problem with him is that I think their season win total is like 8 or 8.5 or something. So
yeah, they should be good.
I agree. Like if he's very much, his seat is super hot, but I think that they'll be pretty good this year. But if they're not, he's gone.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Any other? Just throw out some honorable mentions. Let's throw out some names. Yeah, you're gonna pay that $20 million buyout?
Nah, he's not gone. He's not gone.
The dude goes 3-9.
Okay.
That's why he's honorable mention. Come on.
Yeah. Doug Martin, New Mexico State, which is crazy to say after making a bowl a few years ago, but
yeah.
Dana Dimmel,
if
UTEP.
Yeah.
A little bounce back years, but
if the bottom falls out at UCLA, Chip Kelly, I don't think he will, because I think they're going to be pretty good. But
yeah, Herm Edwards, just because of the situation there. This
what if Eddie O has a bad year? What if LSU disappoints?
That's a good question. Like,
They go
define
like
bad.
7 and 5.
7 and 5?
Oh, I think he's fine there, but it would be he'd be hot going into next year.
It would be scorching going into the next year. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, and yeah.
All right. That'll do it for this episode of the College Football Bros. Be sure to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts if you like the show. Thank you to Connor, Joshua, and Lemons for their reviews. Really appreciate those. Give the video a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, and we will be back tomorrow. We're going back to the SEC, and we're going to rank all 14 teams. So we'll see you then.
You've been watching the College Football Bros. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and in your podcast app for college football content all year round. For bonus episodes and access to our Discord chat, join our Patreon at patreon.com/collegefootballbros. Thanks for watching.